Hello, Luminaires. How is everyone doing this fine day? Welcome, welcome. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium, and we are here to look at the energy update of September 2025. But I am not alone. I'm here with the lovely Colleen Ziegler.
Here I am. Hi, everyone.
And she is going to be holding the energy in the room as I trance channel Maitland and bring her forward. She's going to talk to you about what chakra is needed, challenged, supported, what crystals go with it, what hurts, what spirit animal is great for the month, what essential oil. I mean, she just gives and gives and gives and gives. But really, it's you take what you need. You don't have to take all of it. And if you like to hear your energy updates with a little bit of giggle and flair and a lot of silliness and fun, you found the right channel. You're here as Maitland presents herself as being 9-ish, but the, intelligence level is not trapped at 9. She'll explain. Before we do that, I would love to share that I have posted some new series that you have expressed some interest in, especially learning to read auras. So if you're out there and you've been wanting to practice, figure out how you perceive subtle light energy and how to get the information out of it, that series is coming up in October. We also have our Trance Channeling Angel series, where the angels, we're going to go through 12 actually. And that's
this is
October,
the last of the set.
The last of the set. They come through, talk, give a lesson, give a healing. It's quite interesting. I'm learning a lot from that type of energy as well. And then we have all sorts of new wonderful things coming up in the new year. So please check out the links below. Head to my website, jamiebutlermedium.com, to learn more. This is the hardest part of channeling. I'm going to allow Maitland to come into my body and speak to you directly. And I'm trying to stay conscious and speak very linear. And I'm just having all of these kind of like feelings and emotions like, wow, I'm going to float away. Let's float away. Well, maybe you stay put. I'll float away. If you're sensitive and you do feel your body lift a little bit and you like it, enjoy it. Just take it on. It's really nice. If it's too much for you, then I suggest please drink something or eat a little something, get grounded. If you're practicing seeing subtle light energy, and if you want to learn, you can come to my class. But if you're practicing it, check out the right side of my body, not necessarily the wall or my shoulder, but just kind of in between. I like to see every moment as like an opportunity to try it out. So soften your body, relax your belly, your jaw, your shoulders, relax. Keep your eyes open, fix somewhere in here in the air. Even though we're on camera and it is recorded, you'll still be able to see the energy shift. All right. Colleen will be watching the chat thread. If you have any clarity questions throughout this, you can ask them, but we're not taking personal questions. We do take personal questions in our YouTube membership. So if that's something that you're interested in, join us there for more exclusive material and your Q&A opportunity. But if you need clarity, do let us know. I love those hearts. I can see the hearts, but without my glasses, I can't see nothing else. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Did I remember everything?
Yes. I will just add that we're going to be taking even more questions, not personal questions, but more deeper dive questions in the
the deep dive
session after this at 1:15.
Yeah, that's where we get a little bit more personal and a little bit like more of the weirder stuff about the energy.
Maitland tends to say more stuff in the deep dive that she doesn't feel as comfortable saying. I'll just use the word publicly.
Oh.
Because this one's a little bit more public. So when we're in private,
oh my God,
she tends to delve out a little bit more.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, she does.
Okay. I guess that's why she calls it a deep dive. I just
guess
thought
she
it would
feels
be,
safer.
Is that what it is?
She feels safer to get a little bit more into multidimensional stuff.
Oh, because there's a little bit more control because you have the membership.
Yes.
That makes sense.
It's a little bit more of a small circle.
If you're a first time and you're like, Jamie, why are you acting like you don't know any of this? Because when I trance channel, I don't retain memory. It's just like I fall out or fall asleep and then I wake up and whatever was said. So it's a little awkward, but that is a type of channeling. There's many variations of channeling. So this is just one of them that you'll experience today.
Jamie, this is a question I've seen before as well. And someone's asking, what does Maitland mean when she says challenged and supported for the chakras?
Oh, good. I'll leave that up to her to
Okay.
answer.
Maybe she can give a little bit of clarity for some people that are new.
She can do that. She's ready, by the way. I will see you later. Check out this side of my body. Relax, have fun. Or I won't see you later, but maybe I'll see some of you for the deep dive. Take care, everyone. Hi.
Hi, Maitland.
Hi.
Welcome.
We're here again.
We are. Feels
Hi.
like we were just here last week.
It was just a few weeks ago. We were talking about August, but we're doing this a little bit early for September. But I like it. And I'll just say hi. My name is Maitland, Maitland, and I'm going to do all the energy update talking and like blah 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 blah. Like JV mentioned before, if you have any questions about what I'm saying, put it in the type it in the thing. The thread. It's called a thread, but it doesn't look like a thread at all, but that is what it's called. I heard your question about what does it mean when I'm telling you about the chakras, which one is needed the most, challenged the most, or supported. And so the energy that comes in, the energy that's in your environment right now, wherever you are in relationship with it. And when the relationship of that energy is in harmony with you, with harmony with a certain chakra, then that's supported. So there's a frequency match, and it's much easier for that chakra to get its nutrition and its resources because the energy that's coming in matches it. But if there's energy that doesn't match it, it challenges it a little bit. And commonly, it's kind of like an opposing energy that's really abundant. And so it can overthrow the balance mechanism in your chakras. And so you just need a little bit more attention to that chakra to keep it like strong and in the I want to say in the game, but you're not playing a game, but I think you know what I mean. And then the one that's needed the most, that one is usually the one that's going to hold and process most of the energy for the month. So the lessons and the overall energy coming in, like for this month, for September, it's like my tagline is, what are you trying to control? What are you trying to control? Because you're going to get a lot of opportunities this month. Some of you might feel it like a challenge, like a little, like when you walk into a glass door and you thought it was open, but it wasn't, it was closed. And so you're just looking straight ahead about where you're going and it's so great. And all of a sudden, boom, you're like, what happened? And so like, how did that just come up and get me? Like unaware. And then you're like, I need to look at this and I need everything in place and I have to control it because I don't need that happening again. And really, the September energy wants you to look at what are you trying to control, because a lot of what you're trying to control, you are not in control of. You can't be in control of it. I'm going to get comfortable. I think you need to get comfortable. So that the month is asking you to recalibrate, to realign, to reassess, and get back on the that little image of a path keeps coming up, but is to get your energy back to manifesting really where you want to be and what you want to do. So let's begin, because September literally begins on day 1. You're not going to catch a breath. It's like from August to that midnight to the morning hour, let's begin. And so it's time to go. And the energy right at the beginning is a deep inner look. So when I say the energy, it is the energy that's coming from the universe, through your galaxy, into the solar system, around the earth. So I'm talking everybody in September, from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere, right, left, wherever you are. You're getting this urge to look inward. And September is really unique because it has 2 eclipses during it. And that eclipse energy is really, it can be quite strong and pushy and a little intense. And it's definitely going to be intense. And if you are aware of it, you can use it. So right at the beginning of the month, I like to think of when you're riding a roller coaster and you just go up, up. It's the big drop, you know, up, 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 up. And then right at the peak is day 7. The whole first week is this. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. Can you feel it? I'm getting so excited. I'm getting to the top. And then on the 7th, which is the full moon and a lunar eclipse, and it like whoa, or like gets you to drop in a good way. I'm talking about a lot of fun when you're consciously aware where you are. If you're not going to be conscious in the month of September, you're not going to have a lot of fun. You're not going to like this. So just put a little note, like if you are taking notes, if you're taking, if you have pen and paper and you're taking notes, you could also put it in your calendar that whenever you feel imbalanced and whenever you feel really out of sorts, almost like irritated, frustrated, angry, like you've just lost control and you don't want to do this, like a toddler. I don't like this. That is because you're not paying attention. It's just because you're not being conscious. You just fell into unaware, just fell into like being the robot or just doing the routine, just doing the steps. That's okay. Sometimes you need that because it's a little bit more restful for some of you to not be consciously aware all the time. So you just kind of fall back into routine. But September is like, we'd rather you realign to your best outcome and get back on that right path that you have created, and all these kind of images and terms of being in place and conscious. So when you're aware, day 1, it has you look inside. What's inside? Let's go into the subconscious. What is your inner universe doing? What is it saying? Let's look at what choices you're making and take the ones that are getting you closer to the outcome that you're trying to manifest. So you can see where this is a big push. It pushes you up the hill. This energy is going to push you up the hill. Like you don't even need your muscles. You just need to stay conscious. And so this is going to help you go up. So you're looking inside. Okay, I'm going to change this, rewire that, agree to this. And if you're wondering, how do I coach myself to stay on a path or realign myself? I would say the easiest way to do this is to look at your emotional qualities and say, where's my happiness? Where's my joy? Where's my bliss? And if I'm about to say yes to something that stomps on that, the fault is mine. Like I need to take responsibility and agreeing my yeses are for my joy and my alignment, which means that some of you evolved, very compassionate people will have a hard time saying no because you're used to saying yes for a greater cause, yes for like a humanity cause, yes for something, I already said it, but larger. And this is going to have to be a yes for you. So very personal. And then you get in there and the week just starts taking you into more details. It's going to give you energy to focus more. Like get in there, really look at why this, why that, isn't that beautiful? Details and details, and you start to clear it out, which is a really wonderful energy when it comes to healing yourself, because you'll start to look at the reasons why the disease, the illness, the icky is inside of you and what the root cause is, because this energy is so bright. And it's like, look at the detail. I'll illuminate that for you. I'll show that to you. Here's the basis of it. And you're already in this inner journey. So it's perfect. And it's great for healing conversations when you want to communicate with somebody else. Because all the words will be there because you're doing the work. And then when you get way into that and into the details, it starts to feel good because you have this knowledge around it, an awareness, because you're conscious. We're going to just beg just one time, please stay really awake for the first week of September. Just stay awake for this 1 week. until the full moon, just 1 week. Okay, so this really like lifted energy comes in because you're having such a good time knowing and connecting to that information. It's still quite an inner journey. And you will be looking at, where's my path? Where do I direct my energy? How do I maintain that happiness and my emotional qualities? So it's all moving up, 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 up. And then once you get into that, I'm feeling good and I'm understanding and I'm connecting to things, it's almost like this layer of creativity rolls in. And it's like, here's some imagination and some creativity that you can play with now that you're hyper aware of the functions that are inside of you and your inner universe, how you're connecting to life and relationships and people. Now you can think outside the box. And all of a sudden it's like this larger view and awareness of all of your possibilities. And then boom, you're at that top of the roller coaster and you're about to take the whoosh. And it's on the 7th and it's a full lunar eclipse and it's a full moon. And it's like, let me show you everything and let me intensify your emotional qualities. Let me intensify your intuition, your psychic abilities. Let me just rev that up for you, please. And it just gets bigger and bigger. And you have this, like, I'll call it an aha moment that lasts a really long time. Because you're used to being in it in short spurts and it's wild. And then you talk about it for a long time after the short burst. The short burst is going to last a lot longer, especially if you're staying conscious. Just stay awake for the first week. There's a lot of good work being done. And in the first week, the root chakra is going to be needed for the month. So we want to lean into the qualities of what the root chakra offers: stability, grounding, a personal power. So it's all this like safety feeling. And when you're doing your inner journey and looking at yourself, a lot of what you're facing is that glass door that you didn't know was closed that makes you say, okay, what am I trying to control? What am I trying to trap and hold on to that possibly doesn't belong to me? That question is going to come up a lot. And the full moon is definitely going to bring that. And it's just going to be like, so what you holding on to? Well, why don't I show that to you in a different way so that you might be done with that and let go of it because it's not working for you. And the truth of the matter is you're not really in control over anything except yourself. So put the emphasis there on self first. Then right after the full moon, like when you come into the drop, I call it like on the 9th, it's just a feel good day. There's just a feel good energy after the full moon. You know, it's not this, I'm coming off of a high and I'm disconnected. There's no disconnection. It's really this unity and coming together. And you'll carry the work that you've done this whole time up the first week, and it will be an exclamation mark with the full moon. And then you get to carry the exclamation mark as you whoosh down through the second week. It's the third week where it's like, it's a little like putting on some brakes. But the fun about the second week is that I like the 13th. I'm going to mention it, the 12th and the 13th. But the 13th has a lot of clarity, like mental clarity. And you can call it like the clearest head day ever. And will be your pivot moment to do the retrospect of what you just did in September. And also a pivot forward of what you're willing to manifest and bring in. And on that pivot moment where the mind is very clear, it's really wonderful. You can get together with others and express yourself and talk and open up. Like this time from 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th is all, it's a feel-good energy. And I like it a lot. So when you use this mental energy, I want you to think about how time is not linear. And if you think about how time is not linear, then when you're doing your retrospect, you're doing your work on yourself currently. And if you're thinking about the future, you're not lost in the future. You're prepping your body now. You're doing the work on yourself now. But if you want to hold on to time as being linear, and when you're in the past, you're in the past and it doesn't relate to what you're doing. And if you're thinking about the future, you've lost your current energy because you're throwing your energy out into the future, then you're not going to have such a good time on this day. It'll feel more like a mental overwhelm. So if you could just spread it out on the 13th, just make a note for yourself that time is not linear. But the 12th, before we get to the clearest mental day, the 12th is like a think big energy. Think big, play big, be, I want to say outrageous, but I don't mean by action. I mean in your mental energy. And the mental energy mostly comes from the solar plexus. And for the month of September, the solar plexus energy is supported. Like you're getting that frequency. And so you're going to get a ton of solar plexus energy that you can use to think big. But if you block it, if you're not just aware of what's happening in your day-to-day and you block it, then you end up feeling, again, overwhelmed, confused, irritated. And if you find yourself coming across that, it means that you're not consciously awake. September really wants you to be present and to look at what are you trying to control? Because you've been practicing for a really long time, and I want to acknowledge that. You've been practicing the fluidity of energy, just going with the flow. And this month, you'll really see it in action, how it works. Because it's a little confusing when you come from a structured situation, a structured life, timelines, deadlines, and expectations like that. And then now you're coming into this free flow. It can be confusing. But in September, you're going to start to begin to learn how it works. Okay, so we have our first week up. Lots of inner, get grounded, stay grounded. That's your first week. And then the second week is the big whoosh. It has a lot of good energy. It's really supporting the solar plexus. So it's a lot of mental energy. And I just want you to go big. Just think wonderful, amazing. Really hold all the thoughts of where you're headed and not where you're not headed. No, wait. Hold all the thoughts of where you want to go and don't think about what you don't want. Does that sound right? There's 2 no's in there. Does that make it a yes?
Say it again. Repeat it again.
I want you to think about what you want to manifest and where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about what you don't want.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
I thought that if there was 2 no's in a sentence, they cleared themselves
I mean, really,
up.
you could get away with just the first part.
Oh, think about what you want to manifest and where you want to be. That's the key. Second week. Third week is like, it's like, I'll call it like, it's like having a stiff mental mind, have a stiff mind. And then September is like, remember that question I asked you at the beginning? What are you trying to control? That's what it's coming back again. It's coming back pretty hard, like on like 14, 15, 16. It's like, again. And so you might not feel like you enjoy your thoughts or it's not moving as freely. It's okay. Take a deep breath. The energy that's coming in is kind of shaking you and going, I want you to think about this again before we elevate you. Because on like the 17th, 18th, 19th, it's like up again. Oh, that was fun. Did you hear my noise? I don't know if
It's
I
like
can
one of
do
those
it
little slide whistles.
again. It was. I was breathing in. I wasn't whistling out. So that was weird. So it goes up. And on the 18th is kind of like the middle point where just everything is elevated. And this is all of like your intuition, your psychic abilities, your emotions, just everything just comes back online again. And it'll feel like a reprieve. And I feel like it's to brace you for the partial solar eclipse because it's intense. Third week is just intense, just calm. So elevated energy on the 18th, take it as it comes, like it, love it, use it. It's extra energy. It's very fun to be around. And then it just kind of quickly dries up or comes off of it. And around the 20th, it gets a little sticky. Like I call it an icky day. It's an icky day where like people can be really irritated, just outwardly irritated, and you could be frustrated with other people. So if you are naturally an introvert, just go ahead and write on your calendar, great day to stay at home. You don't need to go to the grocery store and get gas and run errands and do all these things. Just stay home. Soak in the sun, be with your plants who are great communicators, be with your animal companions, which are great communicators. Because the 20th is a little weird. And it's almost like the energy is saying, okay, it's time for you to get in a shell. Because on the 21st, we have the new moon. And it's like a redo, a reset, a restructure, a redesign. It's a re. And it's just asking so much of you. And it's really intense. It's not going to play as nice. So if you're really energetic and sensitive and you know this about yourself, let's use it. If you are like psychically aware and all of it, but you're not really energetically sensitive, you're just gonna like be a bull and go right through it. Ooh, like, yeah, I'll think about doing some new things. But really the highly sensitive ones, you're gonna feel the shift in the energy on Earth. And it's really gonna ask you to restructure and what are you letting go of? And the stuff that's falling away or falling apart is just gonna open up for higher frequency things to be put in their place. So it's like if like you had that was a silly example in my head. I'll use it, but like if you were a kid and you had a toy that was a choky toy and you don't need to have it because it could be dangerous, but you're not giving it up, and the parent comes by and just goes, I'll take that, takes it away and walks away, and you're like, what? Like, why did that happen to me? I was really enjoying this thing and I really loved it, but you didn't know that it was dangerous for you. Like it can cause harm. Completely clueless. So it's like something larger will come through and just kind of pluck it and pull it from you. And just know that that space left in its absence is for energy to come to you that is matched to where you are. So ding, ding, ding on that. And then pretty much for the rest of week 4, the rest of the month, week 4, it's this energy that's coming back to you again going, hey, by the way, did you ever look at what you're controlling? And so the energy that you take from the new moon, that kind of reset. And what's interesting with the full moon on the 7th, I want you to think back of what you were doing like around March, February of this year. Like what was going on? What were you working on? Because it'll kind of close up, come full circle on the 7th. And then you'll have fun playing with that just for like 2 weeks. And then on the 21st, it's another closure of what was happening in February and March. But these 2 eclipses open up another 6 months of a rotation to work on whatever you're working on. And a lot of that is going to be around, what are you trying to control? How do you reset yourself and put your energy to where you want to go and what you want to manifest? I want to twist the story just a little bit and say, you might also be getting a who is controlling you. But it's all about control. So who is controlling you? Okay, and then after like the 24th, the 26th has really nice energy. But there's nothing very big or pushy on the fourth week. It's almost like a release from the third week, and you just feel like you're moving along. And when you get to the end, the 30th has some really sweet energy where it's like it's a beautiful day. Like, be with the people that you love, be around them, surround yourself with them. It's a great collaboration day, great communication day. It's really nice to be in it. But if I had to pick a singular day in the month for a good day for spirit communication, I'd pick the 7th. I'd pick the full moon. I picked the full moon, I picked the lunar eclipse, the one right at the top of the roller coaster ride, because you're at the highest frequency, because you just got pushed and did all this internal work and observation and awareness, and you got into the muck and the details to the root of the cause. September is, what are you controlling? Let's go to the root. Let's get to it. And so that's when I would open up my door to really communicate and use that energy in the second week to really enjoy staying in conversation and being in conversation. So I mentioned that the red root chakra is needed, and I chose black tourmaline to pair with the root chakra, which is a crystal that is it's shaped like a triangle, but it cleanses out and absorbs other negativities and objects and crystals and within your body. So sleeping in a crystal grid, which means you need 4 pieces of black tourmaline. It doesn't have to be big. It can be small, like your thumb. And you put 1 piece on the corner of each corner of your bed. And when you sleep in it, it's like your body's getting combed through, and the little negative, fluffy things you don't need anymore is just taken out. And so absorbs, helps with safety, security, grounding, all of this. And the Hertz I chose for the month is the 396 Hertz, which is also with the root chakra. And it's going to help you stay grounded. It's something that you can use on a daily basis. If you've never used Hertz sounds before, you can just play it super, super low. And so you have to get really quiet. You have to get really still. You have to stay very still. And then you listen. And if you can barely hear it, that's the volume. And then you can sleep with it all night. And it is just so far in the background, but your body is working with it. And it's getting calm, it's getting centered, it's getting grounded. But it does a wonderful job with resiliency, with adaptability, with change, because all of this looking at yourself for the first week is going to create a lot of internal change. You're going to come out of this going, I've grown and I'm different, and I can spiritually tell that I am different from where I was at the beginning of the month. So it's going to be a fun retrospect when we get to the end of the month, because you'll have that growth. So the 396 Hertz will help, and the black tourmaline will help. And then I didn't mention sacral, which is navel chakra. It's beneath your belly button. And I chose the sunstone. Sunstone gives off a lot of warmth. It's like not heat, but it's like a warming together. It enjoys creativity, which will be and you also get a good boost of it in the third week. Kind of stop and rattle energy. It's like, where are you? What's happening to you? Who's controlling you? What are you in control over? It's like a lot of self-guidance and lessons. And sunstone can just help you maintain that positive light and connection and fun through it, because it doesn't have to be a difficult, uneasy month. It's just a lot of energy because of the eclipses. And then I chose citrine for the solar plexus, which is being supported, meaning the energy is in harmony with the solar plexus. So the solar plexus can get really big. But that's okay. I'd like to see it really big for the month, because it's getting an upgrade. It is really going to change itself, how it talks to itself, how it engages with you. And citrine likes to keep it positive, light, sunny disposition. And it also has a nice edge of pushing away negative thoughts that aren't serving. So if you have a vicious mind, like, do you call that a vicious mind? What's the one that goes in a circle? A loopy mind? There's another word for it.
I call it like a ruminating or cyclical thoughts.
Ooh. 2 words that I wouldn't use.
Well, cyclical thoughts are ones that kind of go in a circle like that. They just keep coming back.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
and I guess ruminating is a little bit more just thinking about it all the time.
Is that when you stew in it?
Yes.
You stew. So the citrine will kind of like stop, not immediately, but it'll slow down the process because it'll shine light on more of your favorable thoughts and favorable outcomes, and that makes it stronger for you to self-coach and to be self-aware, to bring forward self-confidence and worth and esteem. So citrine is like really nice with that. And then I like to choose an animal for the month, and I focused a little bit on resilience and adaptability, but a kind of a cuteness too, because September is a little cute. It's not really aggressive, even though if you don't stay consciously awake, it will feel aggressive. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? I'm throwing you hints the whole time. Just stay awake for this month, especially for the first week. Just stay awake. Practice your awareness, staying present. You'll love it. You'll love this energy. Okay, so I chose the fox, and then I also chose, you know what I would say?
I do.
Say it.
A swallow.
That's right. It's such a pretty bird. But both of them have these skills innately in them for adaptability and very creative. And this mental energy that you're working with for September, it is going to use adaptability and creativity like nobody's business. Like that's the medicine for the month. And so your spirit animal, the fox, I was just talking in the back of my head and said sparrow, and it's swallow.
Yes.
It's funny. Okay, so the spirit medicine is going to be the fox and the swallow. So if you see an image of them, or if you see the animal in person, just know that that medicine is coming through your energy, where it's like, oh, creativity, adaptability, flexibility. Like, how are you going to let your mind change through this spurt of growth? Eclipses are growth. And remember, what's seeded in this month is going to be with you for 6 more months. And then it kind of comes full circle and comes back. And this is not a bad thing. This is not a tough thing. This is a really incredible thing. Because this shift in awareness that you hit, you can ride that for another 6 months. That's so nice. Then I also did essential oils. If you like to smell things and you want a scent that will really help your energy stay a little more even and balanced for the month of September, you have to pay attention. So I put peppermint in there. Peppermint helps you stay focused and conscious and aware. Then I put lavender in there. So 2 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of lavender, then 1 drop of rosemary, which is a good heart energy and also strong with lungs, and also helps release grief and sorrow. Because when you're making great changes, there's always this sense of letting go. So September is going to have a lot of letting go, but we're more focused on the what am I learning and where am I going? And there's just a natural cycle of letting go, walking over, walking through, leaving behind. So rosemary will help take care of that. And then I put 1 drop of geranium in it. And that's like the sweetness that fills the spaces of what you just cleared out naturally. So whenever you clear out something, you always want to replace it with what you're really focused on, or something sweet, joyful, full of laughter. So that's the frequency that you carry with you. And that, my friends, is the month of September. Ta-da! And then in the deep dive, I'll talk about days that's really good to launch ideas, really good healing days, and spiritual growth days. And then we can get into economics and politics and the aliens and multidimensionals and all the crazies, like deeper stuff. But I'll just make a little bit of a sweeping statement, is that the growth You're like, you should have led with this, Maitland. The growth that you're making in your mental body this month for September is the growth that you will need to connect and understand how the people on earth are engaging with multidimensionals. Or I can reverse it, how multidimensionals are going to be showing up on earth. That's it.
We did have a couple of questions of some things that I think you normally cover in the energy update, or we'll ask or answer questions regarding anything politically this month, or what about economy in the market?
Politically this month, not really. Well, around the end, not at the beginning, even though that's where all the heavy energy is, but kind of towards the end in the 20s, you might see some, I'll just call it political unrest. When really it's political cover-ups. It's the balance of being exposed to trying to tell another lie. Because mass conscious on Earth has reached a point where the belief systems aren't feeding the government structures, and I'm talking globally, not just United States, but the effect of it is stronger in United States. And it's changing because mass consciousness is so high, it's not feeding the system. More people are waking up and going, wait, that doesn't make sense. Wait, what happened? And so information is coming forward from person to person, and you're awakening. That's the easiest way to say it. You're waking up. It's another level of waking up. So there's not really a lot of like political upheaval and things. It's people waking up to what's being done. And then when we look at economics, it's pretty steady, nothing crazy. I would say that interest rates, APR, is going to come down a little bit more, but not drastically. And prices are still remaining high elsewhere, which is not going to be adjusted. And that Bitcoin and things of that nature, it would have to be like a long-term investment because it's not going to be a quick turnaround if you're looking to make profit. But it is still going up and strong at this time. But in the far future, it's starting to look a little bit weak because, well, that's what we do in the deep dive. It's just a really long story.
Okay, you want to get into it in the deep dive?
Well, it's not anything that it's not like you have to know. If you're going to do crypto, I would go with Bitcoin, and I would probably think about a 5-year investment, and after that I would rethink about it hard. That's what I would say about that. But that's not now. That's not for this month. So,
and why don't we close it with it? What about any big weather events this month? September.
Do you like your water?
Water really seems to be showing itself.
You want some more water? Because some more water is going to come. The earth is giving a lot of water, but there's also influences of people creating the water. So that's a little bit of an imbalance. And then there is some, well, I'll say earthquake, but that's not September. That's later. It's just a water month. Ding.
And Candy is asking, what's the bed grid? You went over that, didn't you?
Oh, no, I really didn't.
You were talking about 4 pieces of black tourmaline?
Black tourmaline, but you can absolutely put citrine around your bed. But if you're super sensitive and you're not sleeping well, take this off. Because citrine will kind of brighten it up. But I would definitely do black tourmaline, and I could just leave it like that. Like very, very simple. But I like the citrine with it. I wouldn't do sunstone. I would put sunstone like in my kitchen or my office or my car or something of that nature because it's really brightening and warm and vibrant. So I would do citrine, black tourmaline, and if you wanted to pair it with selenite or apatholite, Anything white or clear quartz would be very nice. That will polish this kind of deep look you're doing with your mental energy. And then if you're having a hard time sleeping, I would absolutely use amethyst. But really, just black tourmaline, citrine. And if you're not sleeping well, take the citrine out and do black tourmaline. Just feel the safety, the grounded, the home kind of feeling. It's really nice.
Suki's asking a pretty common question, and it's, how is tourmaline, black tourmaline, different from obsidian?
Black tourmaline is a completely different lattice work of crystal energy. The obsidian is glass. It's heated up way, way more, and it's made by the volcanoes. And that glass is really smooth. It's molten. It's melted. So it's like mirror energy. It's reflective. And it reflects off what you're giving. It reflects off even that what you can't see but you're giving. So it requires a lot of working with, looking yourself at the mirror, noticing your shadow, noticing your light, and just doing all of that. It brings it forward. That's how it kind of cleanses. And obsidian will also reflect out negativity when you use it, when you have a relationship with it. But tourmaline's like, I'm not going to make you work for it. I'm going to run it. Like, tourmaline grows in these really long shafts, 3-sided, really, really balanced. Anything balanced in the world has 3 elements to it. And so tourmaline just says, I will take that in and I will transmute it. I will change it because I feed off of that. And then I will put out a balanced frequency. So give me your crazy EMFs and give me your wonky energies and thoughts and emotions. I will smooth them out for you. And I like to clean things. So it's different in the way. This one doesn't make you work, but obsidian will make you work. Work at it. Notice me. Notice me. That's how it says it. Look at me. And then.
So obsidian has jazz hands?
Yes. Oh my God. Obsidian, jazz hands. And then black tourmaline is like, I'm cool with it. Whatever you want to do, babe. I'm good with it.
You just did a great explanation, Maitland. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. So we'll see everyone over in the deep dive at 1:15 for more deep diving, right?
Yes.
And Maitland will tell us all of the hidden secrets.
I also want to say, if you're someone who really loves crystals, you can do Maitland's magic. We have the links below with my friend Kristen, and she makes them and puts Reiki on them and heals them. And then she sends them to you, and you can get all kinds of different ones. Like, she'll necklace and prayer beads and bracelets. And I like the gridding set because they come in little beads, and then you just put them in the corners of your house or your room, and it's done. And it's just so sweet.
I love my monthly sets from Kristen. Thank you so much.
So you can do that too.
I have so many beads hanging on my door.
It's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun.
I'll see you later, alligators.
After a while, crocodile. Oh, we need someone to post a swallow or a fox.
I know. I was thinking I got a box, little fox. But boxing has nothing to do with saying goodbye.
Catch you in the hollow, swallow. That's a good one, Britta. Thank you. Hasta mañana, iguana.
I'll see you in the morning, unicorn.
Pull you kiss, jellyfish.
Oh my God, I got a sore dinosaur.
That was a good one. Bye, Maitland. Hot to trot, little fox.
Hot to trot, little fox. Hot to trot fox. That's funny. It doesn't have the same letters and stuff, but it sounds
something
good
about
together.
socks. Something like that. Thank you, Maitland. I will see you very soon.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.